Hey guys, so we're back with the third tutorial. Um, so in our last tutorial we learned a lot about the tags we're going to use in HTML. So let's go really quickly through and review that. Remember, we open with the HTML tag, close the tag, look at the head tag, and where all the thinking happens. We have our title in here, and then we have our body right here. So as you can see, we had our headers H1 through H6, our p tags, and our span tags. And spans are really better used to give like some specific styles to text. But for right now, we can just use them because they will continue on the same line, unlike paragraphs, which will have like a line break. So we're going to start out by making a new folder just so we can get some more practice. I'm going to call this O2 second web page, very original. And now we're going to create a new a new web page. So I'm going to hit the new, and we're going to save this as, let's move out of this folder, and let's go to this new folder right here. And we're going to save this as index.html. Make sure again we get that .html extension, and we're going to save that. So now that we have that saved, we're going to want to set up our web page. So if you remember, we have the HTML tag /HTML. We have our head /head, and inside of the head we're going to put our title and /title. And right down here we're going to have our body and /body. Now, last tutorial I told you guys that this was the first or second tag, and that's because ahead of this tag we can include a doc type. So a doc type is really pretty simple. As you can see, like this syntax right here, where syntax highlighting right here tells us that the doc type is good. This doc type pretty much says that we're using the 5th version of HTML. We're using HTML5. So that's all this is telling our any web browsers, that we're using HTML5, and this is saying our website's going to be inside of these two tags, right? So this is all this is saying, guys, is this is giving the version of the HTML we're using to the browser. So let's gonna put some text inside of this title second web page. And today what we're going to be doing is learning about links and about images. So to add a link is like a link to any website. You see them all the time on all types of websites. It's like one of the fundamentals of websites are links. Links are what the web functions on. I mean, they're really important. So to create a link, we're going to type open bracket a href equals, and then 2 quotation marks. And inside of these 2 quotation marks, we're going to put the link to whatever web page we're going to. So HTTP, this is saying this is protected ://www. And we can do any website. I'm going to go to google.com, right? And now we're going to close this and /a. So this href is saying this is where we want our link to take us to. So as you can see, this has been highlighted, and what we really want to call this is an attribute. This is our tag, the a tag, and this href is an attribute of the a tag, so it's something that goes along with it. Now if we control S this, right, or file save, and we go to run, launch in Chrome, nothing shows up. And the reason that nothing showed up is because we didn't put any text right here in between the opening and closing A. So we can say, take me to Google, right? Control S or file save, and we can go back to Chrome and refresh. And now we see our link pop up, right? It's kind of like, it's got this underlined bluish purple, and we can click on this and it'll take us right to Google. So our link works, right? Pretty cool. Now, links are pretty cool. One thing we might want to do is if we're taking our user or whoever's viewing our website to another site, we might not always want to take them away from our site. So we're going to add a target. It's equal to, and we're going to do blank underscore blank. And so what this is saying is that when you click on this link, don't take us out of our current tab. Make a new tab to take us to Google. Alright, so let's Control S. So we're adding another attribute right here. Control S, run, launch in Chrome. And now when you say take me to Google, we see we've moved away. So this page is still open, but when we click on this, it makes a new tab that takes us to Google, and this stays open. So that's really useful to know. So those are the two types of A tags we really use. We use A tags that take us to other websites. We use A tags that will take us to new pages on our own website. And we can even use A tags to like scroll down, like if you have a massive wall of text for your website, you can use A tags to go from like the top of the web page to the bottom of the web page, and I'll show you that later. So this is our A tag right here, and let's add another comment. So less than sign, exclamation point, 2 dashes, and you see that everything turns green, which means we've done this right. And then we're going to add 2 more dashes and then a greater than sign to close off that comment so that the rest of our code doesn't get blotted out. So I'm going to Control S right there. Now, when we're adding an image, we have it's very similar to adding a link. We're going to do image, and then we're going to give it a source. So source is a lot like href. They're almost the same thing. This source is going to take us, it's pretty much asking where are we getting this image file from, right? And we're going to put that in there. For right now, instead of doing like image and then slash image, we can actually close it out in the same tag that we open it with by doing slash and then the greater than bracket. So this right here is pretty much equivalent to us going like this. And it sometimes works and works, doesn't work for every tag, but for images it's pretty conventional to see it being used like this. So this is just saying open it, close it right here, right now. We're going to get the source and we're going to put the image on the screen. So let's take a friendly trip to Google. Let's go to Google Images. And let's just get a smiley face. So we're going to add this beautiful looking smile face to our web page. And we see this back here means that this has actually got a transparent background, and that means that whatever background color our web page is, that's the type of background we'll see behind this smiley face, which is pretty cool. Transparent background images or transparent backgrounds for your images are typically really awesome. You definitely want to try and get those. So we're going to save this as, and we're going to go to our O2 second web page, and we're going to save this as smile.png. And we can see this is a PNG image. PNG images can have this transparent background. JPEG images will not. So that's just a quick tip. So we're going to save it. We see it downloaded right here. And we don't really need to see this. Oh my goodness, Windows 8, please. And now we're going to go back down to our code. And we're going to add it into our source. So I called my picture smile.png. And so we can just Control S, right? We gave it our source, that's where we find it. Now we can run, then launch this in Chrome. We've got a huge smiley face right there. So it's pretty huge. And that's how you add an image. Now, we can also give this more attributes to make sure that the image isn't quite as huge. But this is just the basics to add an image, right? So we've done that, and now we've got a huge smiley face. Kind of creepy looking at me right now, actually. But now let's try and combine the two. So now we can put an href is equal to http://www.google.com around this image tag, kind of like we have our body tag surrounding all this text inside of here. And what this is telling the image is that when it's clicked on, it'll take us to google.com. So, and we can give it that target is equal to blank underscore blank, so it'll launch in a new page, right? And so now if we go back to our web browser and refresh this, we don't see any noticeable change, except that when we when we're over this image, you'll see the cursor change to a pointer. So pointer, cursor. This is basically telling us that this is a link. So when we click on this, we go to Google. And so that's how we make an image a link. So we learned about links, which are these A, and we have to include these two attributes, the href, and we can include the target is equal to blank if you want to launch it in a new tab. So this is an optional one. This one has to be included, href. Alright. Then for image tags, we only have one attribute, which is just where is the file, and then we have the slash, and then this is just saying open it, close it right here. Alright, so the only other thing I really want to talk about is how to get the image from different places. So let's make a new folder inside of our O2 second web page folder. We can call this like image and save it. Now we're going to move our smile.png into the image. Now let's see what happened to our website. Alright, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. Refresh. Oh, we can't find it. It'll still take us to Google, but our image is not there anymore. And what happened is because it's not in the same directory, meaning it's not in the same folder as it used to be, as it's not in the same folder as your index.html. So in order to get to this, oh my goodness, we're going to go image slash smile.jpg. What this is saying is go to the image folder, and then there's the file that we're looking for, smile.jpg. So Control S or file save, run, launch in Chrome. And now we see our smiley face is back in action, right? So to get into a folder, we're going to call the folder name, a slash, and then the file that we're looking for. So we can put this thing like 5 folders deep, and the only thing that'll change is file 2, file 3, until we get to the file that we're looking for. So slashes go into folders. Now, our folders on the desktop. So if we took Smiley and put him on the desktop, and we refresh this page, he's gone again. So in order to come out of a folder, or to come back out of where this index.html is saved in our code, we're going to replace it by doing // and this // means come out of this folder and now search for smile.png. And so if we refresh this again, he's back. So hope you guys learned a lot this time. We learned a lot all about the image tag, how to change where the file is from. Putting it in a folder is the slash or image slash, and then coming out of our folder to find it is // And if that didn't make any sense, I'm sorry guys. I'll try and explain it more next video. But for right now, what you really want to focus on is the source attribute, because that's how we find our image to use. And then this could also be a link to a web page. This href, this tag right here, remember this is a link. We click on it and we can put text inside of here, we can put an image inside of here. So when we click on the image, it'll take us to wherever we need to go. Remember the target is equal to blank is just telling the browser to open in a new tab. So hopefully nothing too confusing happened this time. Hope you guys are following along. If you feel like you need some more practice on this, I will put another flashcard set in the description below. Just practice the doc type. Remember we added our doc type this time. Practice making a web page with a doc type, the HTML/HTML head, title, body, and add a link, add a few images, have fun with it. And next time we're going to figure out how to change image size, and get into a little bit of the CSS or styling of our website. Because right now, these are pretty much almost all the tags we need to know. I think there's only 1 or 2 big tags we haven't covered yet. So congratulations, guys. I know it's been really quickly done, but you guys are pretty much done with HTML. There's just a few more tags we've got to learn. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.